Hi, I'm Melissa, your free-range psychic. Hope everybody is doing well today, or whatever time you see this. Mercury has just gone retrograde today. It's the 7th of July, and I had 2 light bulbs that I had to change today. 2 went out. I wonder what else is going to happen. It's only the morning, but I can feel it. We had a huge, here in Michigan, we had a huge weather front come in, a big barometric pressure change. Temperature went from the 90s to like the mid 80s, and we had huge storms and rain downpours, and that energy was just really powerful. I'm real sensitive to weather changes, and it really knocked me for a loop. I wonder how everybody else in this vicinity react to do it. But I know there's earthquakes in California, and there must be major, just environmental stuff happening all over because of these, big, gravitational pulls happening. There's another eclipse coming up too. There was that solar eclipse last week, and there's another one coming up at the end of the month. I can't remember the date, but anyway, today my guides wanted me to do a guided reading on Mueller. I keep on telling people I'm going to do one on Steve Bannon, and I keep on putting it off, but I'm going to try to make that the next one. If not, it'll be the one after that. So today this is, of course, going to be a reading on Mueller's testimony on the 17th of July. Everybody's wondering what's going to happen with that. So I'm going to tell you what my guides say about that. I was going to say we'll see what my guides say, but I already know. You'll see. So the first card, the subject card, is the 8 of Pentacles. That's pretty obvious, meaning that's Mueller working on his report. So this testimony is regarding what the Mueller report. The fruits of his labor and the fruits of the people who, everybody's labor who worked on it. The above card, the Hierophant, of course, this is Mueller testifying in front of the House. I think there are 2 hearings, public hearings. Maybe one is public and one is private. Not sure. But this represents the House. And recent past, 10 of Wands. This is all the hard work that was put in to that report, and everybody who worked on that report. Just such over the last couple of years, this really arduous task, and despite all the attempts to shut it down and to obstruct it, Mueller making sure and other people. Making sure that it's going to get done. Of course, when Barr comes in at the end, he shuts down some of it, but it's too late, to shut down the body of the report. This is the below card, and my guides say this represents many things happening all at once, which is the obvious meaning of the 8 of Wands. But regarding the testimony, they say that, it seems like everything's at a standstill right now. Nothing's getting done. Trump's getting away with everything. The obstruction is working. But as soon as Mueller testifies, and then there's, other testimonies from other people coming up after that, it's like Trump's wall of protection breaks. And things fall apart for him as we begin to see all these truths emerging that are really damning for Trump and his administration, one after the other. All this happening really fast. So it's like the spell is broken and things start really moving quickly. So the near present card is the Hermit. I think that's a great representation of Mueller testifying regarding work he's done in the past, shedding light on and giving clarity to the Mueller report, what his intentions were, what he found, what he deciphered from it. So the clarifying card is the Ace of Swords. And my guides say that this means the sword of justice, cutting through lies, cutting through distortions, cutting through to the truth. And the final outcome is Six of Wands, and my guides say this is Mueller, people changing their perception of Mueller to maybe the initial perception we all had of being a hero, and he's being given a hero's welcome. So some people became disillusioned regarding Mueller, maybe buying the hype. There was a lot of hype put out to damage the reputation of this report, by Barr, but also subliminally through the media, and people voicing disillusionment and disappointment because Mueller did not, make a final judgment, but he couldn't. But he paved the way to for that judgment to be made via the House, and this process is now playing out. So this is Mueller being a hero, being perceived as a hero by the public. That's the outcome. So that's hopeful. I'm really, as we all are, very curious as to how that testimony is going to go, and it is public. We get to see it, unlike Hope Hicks, which we didn't get to see. So I asked my guides to give me a card for us, and they had me choose something from the Ascended Masters. So that card is actually very, very, very pertinent to what's going on today with Mercury going retrograde. And if you don't know what Mercury retrograde is, I did post something on my Facebook page. My Facebook page is called Sacred Fire Psychic Readings. Please like that page, or even if you don't want to do that, the article's right there regarding what we should know about this particular Mercury retrograde and what retrogrades actually mean. But this particular one, July 7th, which is today. So this is the card that we got. Stay focused. Mercury rules the mind. It rules communications, electronics. Mercury retrograde can be very confusing. That's when things get lost, when you forget to mail bill payments, or make your bill payments, or put the wrong amount, or the amount of your rent gets confused, or a lot of miscommunication. It can, especially when it first starts, like at the beginning of a Mercury retrograde, things just do not usually run as planned. That's when travel plans get messed up, or you miss planes, or your reservations were misunderstood or not there. You get there and go, wait a minute, we should be there. We called you. We made those reservations, and they go, well, we don't find your name here. That's a Mercury retrograde thing. But Mercury retrograde is really meant to go inward. It's we live in a society where it's very mechanized. Everything's supposed to happen at a certain time, and there are deadlines, and time is money. Mercury retrograde comes in, and it gums up the work and says, you are souls, you are spirits. you may live in this framework, but this is really not what's really, this is not what's really the reality of it, the overarching reality is actually, your interior experience of it. You may love to try to control your external world as much as you can, but yeah, good luck. Good luck with that. So it does cause us to stop and take a breath and go inwards. And, what is that phrase? Smell the roses, wake up, smell the coffee, whatever. You start experiencing or appreciating, or I would say that optimally you will start appreciating your environment, and, just sitting in your kitchen and having a nice cup of tea. I've got to get some tissue one sec. Allergies, as ever. It's been terrible summer for allergies, but that's just the way it is. So just don't expect things to go normally. But you can reap the benefits of Mercury retrograde. There are always gifts to these transits, even the difficult ones. It is actually an interesting time because things that were lost in the last Mercury retrograde will often be found in this Mercury retrograde. So sometimes things will be retrieved, not just lost. But you can try to fight it as much as you want, but it's going to hit you one way or the other. But it's just telling you are a spirit. You are a spiritual being. You are not a machine, and life is not going to be forced to fit into that framework. Not for long, and in the end, it's just not relevant to our interior world and our evolutionary journey on this planet. Like it or not. But once you relax into Mercury retrograde, it can be a really wonderful time because this is the summer. Mercury retrograde happens 3 times a year. And this particular time of year is summer. My goodness, what a nice time to be able to go out and enjoy the summer. Be in the here and now. Be here now, as Ram Dass says. So I'll redo this card. Stay focused. I'll hold this card up for you. You drew this card as a reminder to stay focused upon your intentions, desires, and priorities. Don't allow yourself to be distracted by short-term situations, dramas, or other people's demands. Keep a positive outlook about your dreams and imagine they've already manifested into reality. Devote regular amounts of time towards your projects and priorities. Say no to distractions and you will see results. Additional meanings of the card. Be assertive with demands upon your time. Keep your promises to yourself. Commit to your priorities. Spend time each day devoted to projects that are dear to your heart. Detoxify your diet to help your mind be clear and focused. So apparently this guy, Kuthumi, he was a Sikh spiritual leader named Sardar Thakkar Singh Sadhanwali, who lived in India during the 1800s. Some New Age teachers believe that Kuthumi was St. Francis and Pythagoras in previous lifetimes. Call upon Kuthumi for motivation and focus upon your priorities and divine life purpose. So even though Mercury retrograde is gumming up the works and screwing up the details, it is a good time to really hone in on your overarching intent, your overarching desires and purpose, and focus on them. Because life is always going to throw you a surprise. Life is always going to trip you up at some point. That's just the nature of life. But if you keep your eye on the prize, if you don't let that distract you from your overall plan on life's purpose, then it's just, that's just life. And life is here also to be enjoyed. Even that, and especially that particular aspect of things, because it opens up new possibilities for you, and it gives you new awarenesses and new perceptions, and it does stand you still sometimes. So, don't sweat the details. I think that's what this card really means. Keep your eye on the prize and enjoy the journey. So I do personal readings. I do past life readings, present, which includes past in this lifetime and future. I can contact your loved ones who have passed if they're available for contact, and if they haven't passed over, we can pass them over. Also, I love to introduce people to their guardian angels, and I'm happy to do that for you. So I'm leaving my information on how to contact me underneath, and I also would really appreciate, I forget to ask this, but I would appreciate if you haven't already to like and subscribe to my channel. And I will be coming out with another video very, very soon. Have a beautiful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, and enjoy the ride. I'll be really interested in any stories of anybody else, if they've been affected or they think that they've been affected by this particular Mercury retrograde. And again, there's a really good article I posted on explaining what this particular Mercury retrograde means on my page, Sacred Fire Psychic Readings, and I'll include the link to that below too. So take care, everybody, and have fun today.